what are the things that you try and look at on film, or things that you know just from playing these guys, where you can see yourself trying to make an impact?
Everywhere, honestly. For me, it's my 9th year, so I've seen a lot of these guys, and a lot of the way that the Warriors play, they've been playing for many years. So that they're a team that moves the ball really well, very efficient. I think top 3 in the league, and 3-point attempts, 5th in 3-point made. So what they're gonna do, and they move the ball so well that they're a threat. And so, just being locked in defensively, from the very beginning is what really matters when you're playing them, because they'll make you pay quick.
I know that you have a role as a floor spacer for the most part, but I've seen in a week you've been diving, not just cuts, but I mean like attacking closeouts, getting yourself to the free throw line, offensive rebounds, things like that. Is that something that you felt like you needed to just put an extra emphasis on when you got to this team, or
no?
Where's that coming from, basically?
No, it's just read and react. How teams know that you're a threat when it comes to 3-point line. So just reading defense, attacking closeouts. And I've been doing that for a while. But it's just with certain teams that I've been on, the floor spacing is different. So, the way that we play, we moving the ball really well. And, like I said, we put them in a lot of closeout situations. So it's just a matter of, reading defense and how they playing you, and, just, moving without the ball to make yourself efficient. Because not only do I make myself effective and make myself a threat, I can also make plays for other people and, just create opportunities to make it easy for everyone else.
Hey, Robert. Hey. Ty said that you're the kind of guy who takes defense personal, and it seems like you get a deflection on like every play defensively. Obviously, that's part of your repertoire and your game too. But it surely kind of ingratiates you to new teams and a new team, I would think, right?
Yes. For me, I'm a guy that does a little bit of everything, and things that I do don't, really get recognized on stat sheets. But when it comes down to it, when you watch film, you see that, I disrupt a lot of plays, and, just being in the right spot at the right time, and, helping my teammates, and, reading, reacting, recovering, and, just doing like the little things. I built my name off of that. And for me, it's just keep doing it. I'm not a person that, is going to go outside of myself and do anything that I'm not used to. So what my mentality is, I brought here, and, I'm gonna continue to bring that here. That doesn't change no matter what. So that's the type of player I am, and everyone in the league knows that. So, that's what makes me such a doable player that I can fit anywhere. So, coming in, being low impact on one end, but high impact on the other, that's the way the game has been translating. And, 3-and-D players are very efficient and very, prominent in this league right now.
Robert, you been on Minnesota, Houston, Portland, now here, all Western Conference teams, meaning you see the Warriors 3-4 times a year. Just with like Steph, how have you kind of, I guess, learned to weather his storms and kind of mentally get through that over the years?
Steph is going to make a lot of incredible shots, a lot of incredible plays. You have to just weather the storm, and you have to be efficient. You have to be locked in, no matter what, because at the end of the day, he's going to make plays. He's Steph. So the matter is just not getting frustrated and allowing that play to linger over to the next play. And that's what it's all about, just staying locked in. That's what comes with being a defender. So for me, it's just about, keep weathering that storm. And it wasn't just me tonight. T-Man did a hell of a job on Steph tonight. And, the main thing was, don't let him, close up the airspace and, force him into the way we want to guard him. And we did a great job. A lot of guys, came out and really did, an exceptional job for us. And that's what, kind of separated us. He scored 26 first half, had 7 in the second half. But we know that they was a third quarter team. That's what they built their reputation on. They put fear in teams in the third quarter that they could be down however many points, but if you let them get hot, let them get going in that third quarter, like, it could be a game really quick. But we didn't allow that tonight. And, a lot of guys stepped up and made a lot of big plays.
How's the adjustment been with this team the last couple of games? You haven't played too much 5, played a lot of 4 with Isaiah, but like, how's the adjustment been to playing with this team?
I fit anywhere on the field. So, on the court. So for me, like I said, I played small ball 5 in Houston. It's just a matter of just doing what I'm asked to do. And, like I said, it's not nothing I'm not used to.
Robert, Clippers had gone through kind of an unusual situation where their defensive coach, their top defensive coach, hadn't been around them for 2 months. Dan Craig, today was his first game back. How much communication had there been with him, with you, since you got traded down here?
Today was the first day.
Okay.
I've watched film with Connor a lot. So for me, today was the first interaction I really got with him, and he told me a lot of things like within the meeting, and he said a lot of good things, to us as a whole. And even throughout the game, he was telling me little things, and just having that connectiveness with them, that's what we're going to build our relationship off of. And he knows I'm a defensive minded guy that like big brains too. And he asked me questions, I asked him questions, and I'll sit up here and like go back and forth with him on that, and just kind of piggy off, because that's how players and teams and coaches get that camaraderie and that chemistry. So I'm going to keep doing that and keep and like I said, keep asking him a lot of questions, because like I said, it's a different, dynamic in the way we do things here. Like I said, it's a new system for me, and I just trying to find my niche and fit in.
Yeah, and because you obviously have been around Norm prior to this staying with the Clippers, I'm just curious what you've seen from him since the diagnosis. Obviously, it's a tough little break for him.
Definitely a tough break, but he's handling it really well. He understands that, the main thing was he said that he might not have to have surgery. So, like you said, he's just taking it day by day. And like I said, Norm has been through a lot. And like I said, him being who he is, and I've known Norm, for 2 years, not like for a while. Like, I know the type of player he is, but I've played with him since, late last year. Norm's a little crazy in the head. I've seen him play through a couple injuries, and, he broke his nose, and the next day was playing. So I know the type of mentality he is. He's a strong player and he's a strong person. So, this is not going to be something that's going to keep him down. And we're not going to let him get down. He understands that he's still a valuable piece of this team, and, we all won, and we got his back.
Hey, Rob, going back to deflections for a minute, you probably had at least another 5 or 6 tonight. I'm kind of curious, like for you personally,
5 or 6,
at least
5 or 6. That's kind of.
You don't think you have that many?
That many? I think that's kind of a little bit too low.
That's why I said at least.
I think I had 5, 6 when I first came to the game.
All right. I'm kind of curious for you personally, though, when it comes to deflections and making a play on the ball, obviously hand speed, reaction time, those things matter. But is it also like scouting? Like, do you watch film on the guys that you're going to play and kind of pick up little tendencies here and there?
No, it's really instinct. Todd and I worked a lot when I was in Philly with him about reading and reacting. I've played football. I've always been great with my hands. But the amount of things that we did in Philadelphia with me and Todd, like we used to use the strobe lights to read and react, and he used to test me on it. It'd be a certain amount of numbers that I do. And then in my summer workouts, I do this with some of my trainers, and it's just about, reading and reacting to that. Like, that's just something that I've worked on. And like I said, it's just something that, I know I have quick hands. So, like, let's see how fast I can make it and how fast I can maneuver, like, getting through a certain series of lights. So it's really just practice and repetition and just being instinctive and, being a disruptor. A lot of guys, they're not used to a lot of different things when it comes to, hand placement and, being, active. And my wingspan does a lot to that. I got 7'4" wingspan, and that says a lot, for me to be my height and have that much of a wingspan. I cover a lot of ground. And so for me, it's just, making myself present and big. So my hand gestures and my hands, like I said, I got quick hands. I say it all the time. I probably got the fastest hands in the league when it comes down to it. But, I take pride in it. I take pride in being a disruptor, and, that's what I'm here for, to be a disruptor in all aspects throughout the game.
And obviously you've played against Golden State, this iteration of Golden State for many years. Is there anything they do at this point that surprises you, or is it kind of, you've seen
it's
it all?
It's consistent, but at any given moment, they can shock you with some things, but they're very consistent in how they play. They play fast, they move the ball really well, they get up a lot of threes, and they move that ball very well. You know, that's the system that Steve Kerr built. That's the system that they've mastered. So we know what you can get, and you know what you're going to get that night. But how you respond to what they do and what dictates how the game goes. It can shock you, it can not shock you, but you can't just expect anything different. They're going to play the same way every night.